Hello, welcome back. This is Patrick here, and today I've decided to answer to a critique that I received a lot. So, why don't you focus on some specific languages, or even better, why don't you focus on one language and then you reach a C level, and after that you start learning more languages? What is the point of speaking so many different languages if you speak a lot of them at a B1, B2, or at a B range? And I would like to explain that a little bit. So I would like to give you my perspective on language learning in general and about that specifically. So, why? First of all, let's clarify something. This is also a hobby for me. So, the languages I really need to work are English, Spanish. Well, okay, maybe English even more than Spanish. But then, okay, English, Spanish, and French at some point. I use a little bit of Russian also, but mostly because I have some students that they have Russian as their native languages. So those languages, yeah, I use more than the others, and specifically in this order, like English, Spanish, French, and after that, Russian. But about all the other languages, let me show you guys something. I'll share my screen and show some pictures. So, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, such a long time. So this German family here, they basically saved my ass when I was living in Portugal. Um, Me and my wife, we had some difficult time in Portugal there, and also I didn't have a master academy at the moment. I was just a teacher, and I had a very bad financial moment there, and things went well. That was a disaster at some point. And I've started to work in a German company. And also, as a side job, I started to teach Portuguese to German speaking people. And this family here, they were super nice to me. And of course, when I think about languages, I mentioned that before, languages are just tools. You should understand that people are the real goal. So that's why in my interview in German, I mentioned like German is not a language that I have in my head anymore. I have in my heart. Because like literally, and they have a very cute daughter that I'm not going to show here. But she was 5 at the time that I was there, and we used it to play chess together. That's well, I have a lot of good memories with this family here. Um, okay, next memory that I have that I'd like to show you guys. Let's see if I can show that. Ah, nice. So here we are in Rio. I was receiving some visits here. Here you can see that's me, my wife, and some friends. This girl in the cap, that's my Polish friend. So she was the person who taught me Polish. I mostly communicate with her in Polish, and that's a meaningful experience to me, like to communicate with native speakers in their native language. So I don't care that much if you guys tell me like, oh, but your Polish is like B1, A2, B1 plus. I don't really care. I like people. I like connecting with people. As you can see here, we were just having fun. We were just spending some good time, and I was using the language for it. So what is the crime? Should I put all that? I'm not a robot. Should I put all that in some spreadsheet and organize everything? I was like, no, I cannot talk to you in your native language because right now that's not my moment to learn Polish. I don't care. Well, we'll talk about that later. So here, this picture is just one picture that represents a lot of connections that I've had during the past years with Ukrainian people, and they were very nice to me. I made a lot of good friends. As you can see here, I'm using the Vishvanka, so I really try to dive deep into their culture. And here, as you can see, I was in a language practice event. Um, and then again, I was there having fun, talking to them in Ukrainian. And I was not thinking like, okay, maybe I'm B1 now, maybe I'm B2. To be honest, Ukrainian is a language that I have been tested before by Ukrainian school, and they gave me B1, exactly as the review that you saw previously. But then again, I don't really care, guys. I care about connections, having fun, living through those languages. We cannot be slaves of the languages that we speak. You see the point? That's why. Again, here, as you can see, this was an event organized by Master Academy, my school, and we had special participation of Jurion. She's also my colleague in Hypia. Um, so we developed good friendship, and then what? Her native language is Korean. Yeah. And then as you can see in my channel, I've decided to start this Korean challenge. And I'm not worried. I was like, oh, in how many months can I really get a B1 level? And am I really good? I don't know. I just want to talk to her. Again, to have fun. If you care too much about your levels and everything, you will end up as a slave of the languages that you speak and you will not have fun. That's not my point. As I said, I need English, Spanish, and also French for my work, and sometimes Russian. The rest of the languages for fun. And as you can see, if you follow me on Instagram, so you probably know that this year I'm going also to study Japanese. And of course, some people ask me like, wouldn't it be better to focus on Korean first and after that you learn Japanese? Maybe. But again, here we are, me, my wife again, and a friend of us. And I think she's one of my favorite, she's one of my favorite people on earth. And then uh, she has two mother languages, like Portuguese and Japanese. So I feel like triggered. I need to talk to her in her native language. And I don't see that as a sin. And you know what? Because I don't work with Japanese. I don't need to use Japanese in my own company. I have no specific project. So that's all for fun. You see that? So I'm having fun with those languages. Here we are again. Friendship and language learning. That's the thing. That's my thing. That's the combination there. So that's why, oh, Patrick, why do you mix so many languages and why do you speak Belarusian with an Ukrainian accent and why do you use Ukrainian words when you speak Russian and why do you, because that's my way of learning languages. I do that for fun. I do that to connect with people. As I said again, I'm going to say that again. People are the goal. Languages are just tools. So don't be a slave of levels. Don't be a slave of the CFR. Just enjoy the process. That's the real deal. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and see you guys very soon.